Here's a number from one of you in the comments of my last video, $235 an hour. That is what a Ford dealership is now charging for labor. Not a specialty shop, not a Porsche dealer. Ford. One viewer said the repair bill on their 8-year-old truck came to $7,000, and the service advisor told them the car wasn't worth fixing. That's not a quote, that's a verdict. And it's happening everywhere. Car repair costs are up over 33% since 2021. The CPI for motor vehicle repair jumped 15% year over year, the sharpest increase the Bureau of Labor Statistics has ever recorded. The average shop visit now costs $838. This isn't inflation, this is a system breaking, and today we're going to show you exactly where your money is going. Last time we saw the math. A $286 brake job leaves the tech with just $48. But while that's a crisis for the mechanic, today we're looking at why that same broken math is now landing directly on your invoice, your wait time, and your ability to keep the car you already own on the road. Let's start with something you've probably already noticed. The average rental period for a car in for repairs is now 15 to 17 days, and that's just the repair time. Getting on the schedule can take 2 to 3 weeks for anything beyond basic service. J.D. Power said it directly. Capacity and wait time issues have gotten progressively worse since the pandemic and show no signs of easing up. The reason is simple math. Shops don't have enough techs to fill the bays they have, and when every shop is backed up, the ones that can get you in fast have pricing power. Scarcity doesn't just create delays, it creates leverage. Now let's look at what you're actually paying. Almost half of all auto repair shops now charge between $120 and $159 per hour for labor. In states like California and New York, rates regularly pass $160. The national average sits at roughly $143 per hour. But labor rates are only half the story. Stick with me for 3 minutes, because I'm going to show you how a simple 5-mile-per-hour fender bender can now total an 8-year-old car. And it has nothing to do with the engine. But remember what I showed you in the last video? The technician doing the work is making about $24 an hour. The gap between what you're billed and what the mechanic earns is not new, but it's getting worse. A BMW apprentice from 1979 commented on the last video that techs used to take home 50% of the billed labor rate. Under the modern flat rate model, that share has collapsed to around 20%. The shop is collecting more, the tech is earning less, and you're paying a premium for a system that isn't investing in the people doing the work. One stat I keep coming back to, car repair costs have risen 43% since 2019. That means a repair that cost you $500 6 years ago now costs roughly $715 for the same job, on the same car. And that's before we talk about what your car is actually asking to be fixed. And this, right here, is the part of the story that changes everything. Your car is not the machine it was 10 years ago. Modern vehicles are loaded with ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, lane departure, automatic braking, adaptive cruise, blind spot monitoring. Every one of these relies on cameras, radar, and software that need precise calibration. What that means for your bill. A fender bender that used to be a body shop fix now requires sensor recalibration, $350 to $500 per system. AAA found ADAS can add up to 37% to total repair costs after a crash. A single radar sensor repair can run over $1,500. The calibration requires equipment costing shops $10,000 to $50,000, plus specially trained technicians. Many independents don't have either. So your car gets shipped to the dealership, adding days and hundreds of dollars. The cars got smarter, the workforce didn't keep up, and you're paying the difference. Now here's where all of this loops together into something really ugly. Americans are keeping their cars longer than ever. The average vehicle on U.S. roads just hit 12.8 years old, up from 11.9 a year ago. That's a massive jump. People are holding on to avoid buying new because the average new car now costs over $48,000. But older cars need more work. Transmissions, suspension, engine rebuilds, the expensive stuff. So demand for repair services is surging at exactly the moment the supply of people who do repairs is collapsing. It's a trap. You keep the car to save money. The car ages. It needs more work. There aren't enough techs. The work costs more. And the money you thought you were saving by not buying new gets eaten alive by repair bills and rental cars while you wait 3 weeks for a brake job. One comment on the last video stopped me cold. A 70-year-old viewer said he repairs his car in the street now because all his mechanic friends have died and he can't find a new one who won't want both arms. He said he's almost done with the automobile. That's not a grumpy old man complaining. That's a person being priced out of transportation. And the owners who do go to a shop, they're increasingly afraid of what they'll get. Multiple viewers said they'd rather do the work themselves, not to save money, but because they don't trust some untrained kid to not snap bolts on a repair that costs a fortune. The trust is gone, the expertise is gone, and the bill keeps climbing. There's one more layer nobody in the industry wants to say out loud. The technicians who are retiring right now, the baby boomers, they learned on cars you could diagnose with a timing light. The cars replacing those on the road require proprietary scan tools, manufacturer-specific software subscriptions, and continuous training that changes every model year. One of the most gut-wrenching comments on the last video came from a 45-year Toyota Master Tech who retired in 2024. His tool collection was worth $70,000 when he bought it. When he tried to sell it, he couldn't get a fraction of that. He ended up donating the entire set because he couldn't, in his words, in good conscience, tell a student to enter the trade. That's not just one person leaving. That's a lifetime of expertise walking out the door and telling the next generation not to follow. And the training pipeline can't keep up. Over 20,000 high schools used to offer auto mechanics programs. That number has been shrinking for 2 decades. The schools that remain often can't afford the equipment needed to teach modern vehicle systems. So you have more complex cars, fewer people trained to fix them, and the people who are trained choosing to leave. Every one of those threads leads to the same place, your repair bill. Meh. So what do you do if you're just trying to keep your car running? First, preventive maintenance. The single biggest cost multiplier in auto repair is deferred service. A $70 coolant flush today prevents a $2,000 head gasket in 2 years. Second, find an independent shop now before you need emergency work. The good ones exist, but they're booking further out every year. Waiting until your transmission drops isn't a plan. Third, know what your car actually requires. If you're driving anything 2020 or newer, it likely has ADAS features that need calibration after something as routine as a windshield replacement. Knowing that saves you from sticker shock. Fourth, pay attention to right to repair. Manufacturers are locking diagnostic tools behind proprietary walls. Independent shops that could do the work can't access what they need. Opening that up won't solve the labor shortage, but it expands who can work on your car. The mechanic shortage isn't an industry story anymore. It's your 3-week wait. It's the $838 bill that used to be $500. It's the shop that used to have 6 techs and now runs on 3. And this isn't just auto repair. It's the same rot-hitting HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and every skilled trade we stopped investing in. The bays are empty, the bills are climbing, and this is just the beginning.